Welcome to video 3 from chapter 8, where we will look at academic achievement and in particular some of the issues that affect academic achievement in the school environment or school context. And we'll begin with the classroom environment, and these first 2 points actually kind of go together, because what they found is when they did research on what's most important about classroom environments, like is it I don't know, the specific rooms that the children learn in, or is it class size, or is it the amount of resources that the school has, or which books they use. I mean, what they found when they studied all the possibilities was that the most important aspect of the environment is actually the teacher. Not really surprisingly, and so teacher quality and training is kind of the number one difference maker in the quality of education that children receive. It's more important than race of the teacher. It's more important than the class of the teacher. It's more important than the particular school that the children are attending. I mean, the quality and training that the teacher has makes the most difference, and the size of the effect is quite substantial. There is no other variables that equal the importance of having a good quality teacher. Okay, so that covers the first 2 points there, and the next issue is class size, and in particular, class sizes can be very important in the early grades, and because of the benefit of being in a smaller class. Children in comes from the fact that each student gets more of the teacher's time, obviously, and so they can establish good work habits early on, because there's more one-on-one time for each student with the teacher. And so if you establish good habits in the earlier grades, then even if class sizes expand in later grades, I mean, if the students already develop good habits, they can handle it. And they don't need the teacher's time as much in later grades. So there is a lot of researchers that really believe that we should have smaller classrooms in the earliest grades and have a lot of one-on-one teacher-student time to teach proper studying and learning habits. This effect of class size, they found, was especially beneficial for minority students and children from low-income families, and also those that attend inner city schools. So limiting class size would help those that are most in need. Unfortunately, we tend to get larger class sizes in poorer schools and in inner city schools. The issue of ability grouping is about, should we split classes up into different ability levels? So, you put all the students together that are performing at the same level. So maybe you have an advanced group, and you have a group that's kind of on track, and then you have a group that's behind, and and so you split the students up according to that. It's kind of like having an honors section, I guess, and the best students go into the honors section, and the rest of the students stay in the regular section. What the critics say is that this can really damage the self-esteem of students that are in the lower tracks, and they will tend to receive poor quality teaching. We've already talked about the importance of teacher quality, and if you think about it, I mean, who's going to teach the honors section versus the regular classroom? probably the better teacher teaches the honor section. So those students that are already ahead get better quality teaching. The ones that really probably need better teaching, are stuck with the lower quality teacher. Um, the alternative to ability grouping is called collaborative or cooperative learning. Collaborative or cooperative learning. And this is where, students of different ability levels are grouped together and actually encouraged to work together. And it follows up on some of Vygotsky's ideas once again. He was a believer in having students of different abilities work together on things, and that the poor students will learn from the better achieving students, and that it also benefits the better achieving students to to be able to teach, or and to share their knowledge with lower performing students, that they learn from doing that, from teaching others. And so there are a lot of people that believe that we should not do ability grouping. Others think it's okay. It is one of the issues in the school systems. And the last issue here is grade retention. And this is versus the idea of what's called social promotion. So grade retention means like keeping people back when they fail. And social promotion is, well, let's advance them anyways, so that they stay with peers of their own age. So a child doesn't end up staying back with a bunch of younger kids because they failed a grade or two. Once again, there are people that believe in both sides of this, and I guess it depends on what you think the ultimate goal of education is. A lot of people do believe that school systems engage in too much social promotion now, and so we end up with people graduating high school that are still missing basic skills of basic mathematical or basic reading or writing skills, just because they've been kind of passed along, from one grade to another, even though their marks didn't really warrant that. But it's kind of like, well, let's just keep moving them along anyways. And so, some of these graduates end up going to college or getting jobs where they don't really have the basic skills necessary to handle it. And so perhaps maybe they should have been held back a couple of times to give them extra time to learn the basics. Okay. And we're only doing 2 slides in this video, so this is the second and last one. And this is about school dropouts versus high school graduates. When they do studies about, why do some students graduate high school and others end up dropping out, well, research finds that the differences tend to begin as early as kindergarten between these two groups. And it persists across grade levels, and not only persists, but it actually widens as you go from kindergarten onwards. So the differences get greater as you move into middle school between those that eventually graduate versus those that drop out. And then as you get into high school, the differences widen even more. So what this research is suggesting is that the students are behind in already in kindergarten or grade 1. I mean, that they're not going to catch up. We don't have the system in place that's going to magically make them catch up. They're actually just going to fall further and further behind as you go through school. And so what this offers support for is the idea of early intervention programs, such as early Head Start programs that are out there, where you give quality preschool education to disadvantaged children, in order to kind of get them up to speed before they start into elementary school and into kindergarten and grade 1. Some students are going into the school system where they're lagging just too far, and it's almost like we know what that's going to lead to. I mean, and the research shows that it's just that they're just not going to catch up, and they're much more likely to end up dropping out of high school. So let's do something while we still can. It's not going to make a difference to try to improve their education in high school. They'll be too far behind. Let's get them when they're young, offer better quality preschool programs for students that are already lagging behind, because they do come from more disadvantaged families or disadvantaged environments. And I'm a firm believer in early Head Start type programs. Research has shown that they are very beneficial. Students are more likely to graduate high school and to go on to college and to just be more generally successful in life if they do get that quality preschool education that puts them on a more even footing at the beginning of schooling. And that will end video 3 from chapter 8.